Have you ever pondered on the concept of home? What does it truly mean to own a house? The answers to these questions may not be as straightforward as they seem, especially when viewed through the lens of those living abroad. Consider the story of an African living abroad who painstakingly erects a beautiful house back home, a home that upon completion is entrusted to a caretaker. This caretaker lives in the house, enjoys the house, and watches over it every day, while the legal owner visits once a year for a brief period to enjoy the property. The irony is that the caretaker enjoys the property in its prime, while the legal owner returns home years later to enjoy what's left when style, taste, and beauty have all diminished. How about the person who builds a 9-bedroom house for a family of 3 or 4, leaving 6 rooms unoccupied, presumably for the ghosts of their ancestors? This, despite the financial drain of maintaining such a large property and the wastefulness of having rooms that are never used. Take, for example, the individual building a 12-bedroom mansion in Accra, Ghana, while renting a small room in Holland. After 9 years, the house is still under construction, and the design is already outdated. He imagines returning to Ghana one day to live in his mansion. But what if he never gets the chance? Or the 43-year-old who died suddenly in the USA, having spent his life working long hours to build a 9-bedroom house in Lekki, Nigeria, a house his family had to sell after his death because it was too large for them to maintain. It seems many Africans living abroad are building houses back home for the sake of appearances, forgetting to live in the moment and banking on the future. Yet how many people live to enjoy anything beyond pension age? What use is a 12-bedroom house when you're battling to live each day? In contrast, as people age in other parts of the world, they sell their large houses to downsize, but it appears some prefer to live modestly while young and energetic, and then live like royalty when they are on the brink of death. This narrative is not to discourage planning for the future, but rather to encourage prudence and balance. The future, after all, is a probability. It is essential not to grossly neglect the present for a probability tomorrow. In conclusion, while investing in the future, it is equally important to live a meaningful and balanced life today. Each story shared today highlights the wisdom in enjoying the fruits of one's labor while one can. After all, home is not just about bricks and mortar, but about the life lived within its walls. Extract from Chris Vincent Ajapong on WhatsApp.